5 fitness industry myths that we are going to debunk right now. The first one is that you must eat 6 meals a day to boost your metabolism. Guys, this is simply not true whatsoever. Every time we eat, insulin is secreted by the pancreas, and insulin's job is to take sugar from the blood and store it into fat cells, which is our reserved energy. That's all fat is stored energy that we can tap into to use later. And when insulin is present, it is literally impossible to burn fat. Also, when we are constantly eating these small meals periodically throughout the day, it increases ghrelin, and ghrelin is our hunger hormone. So if we are just eating like little birds all day long and just snacking all day long, we're never actually getting satiated, we're never actually getting full, and ghrelin is constantly being spiked, making it very, very hard to lose weight and reach those fitness goals. And for a lot of you businessmen and sales executives and insurance brokers, and you're traveling all over the country, it's literally going to be impossible for you to eat 6 meals a day or even have the time to cook and bring your meals with you on the plane. So that's another reason why eating 6 meals a day is just not going to work. You're spiking insulin 24/7, you're spiking ghrelin, making yourself hungrier all the time, which is going to be very difficult to lose weight, and you just don't have the time for the meal prep. The second myth is that you must work out 6 days a week. That is not true either. Muscle stimulus is based on the input, the information that you are giving it. So I can get results with my clients training 2 to 3 days a week, the exact same that I can if you're training 5 to 6 days a week, based on the sets that I'm doing, the reps that I'm doing, and the type of stimulus to the nervous system to adapt to. Now, I'm not saying that if you don't understand how to create this stimulus, then training 5-6 days a week will definitely accelerate those results, but all you need is 2 to 3 days a week, 30 to 60 minutes, and create a real stimulus for the nervous system that'll secrete growth hormone to adapt to. And we can do this in many different ways. We can do this in direct path training. We can do this in the SAD principle, which is specific adaptation to imposed demand. It's literally infinite in the amount of ways that we can create this stimulus for the body to build muscle and adapt to. On average, like I said, my clients are traveling all over the country. They're building businesses and they don't have time to train 6 days a week. So we literally only train 2 to 3 days a week, 30 to 60 minutes. One guy actually only workouts 4 minutes 3 times a week on some of these crazy sets. And all we have to do is create the stimulus to the body to adapt, like I've said many times. The third myth we're gonna debunk is that fasting is bad for you. Guys, this is completely false. There's 75 years of research on fasting and the benefits of it, and it's the healthiest thing you could possibly do for yourself that costs $0. One of the benefits of fasting is you're able to directly tap into fat burning, because like I said, when insulin is present, you cannot burn fats. A second benefit is autophagy. This is the natural detoxification and cellular regeneration. The third benefit is increased growth hormone production. This is the growth hormone of the anti-aging production. This is what happens when you sleep. It is one of your anabolic agents that regenerates itself when we are sleeping throughout the night, which is why sleep is so important for longevity and overall health. Another benefit is increased muscle protein synthesis. So when you are fasting, your liver will produce ketones, and ketones are actually an increase in muscle preservation. It is one of the major evolutionary standpoints of humans when we went with a certain amount of time without food to actually preserve our muscle. Another reason fasting is amazing is because you can actually time insulin production and increase muscle growth. For example, if you work out fasted, you're now insulin sensitive and your body is going to receive whatever food you put into it. So train fasted, have a big carbohydrate meal and have a big protein meal, and you will directly increase growth hormone and insulin-like growth factors to help you build muscle even faster. And moving on to the fourth myth is that working out in the fat burning zone helps you lose weight. Guys, I am an Ironman athlete. I know a lot about fat burning, which is zone 2, and is very healthy for your cardiovascular system and your cardiorespiratory system, and increasing energy on a cellular level. When you're in zone 2, you actually increase your mitochondria density, and that is great for longevity. However, we're talking about body composition. We are talking about muscle tissue versus fat tissue. Have you guys ever wondered why marathon runners look terrible? They're skinny fat, they look unhealthy, and they live in zone 2. versus sprinters who are literally sprinting and they're in zone 4 and zone 5 and they look amazing. It is important to understand that yes, zone 2 training and zone 1 training is absolutely healthy for you and it should be in your regiment. However, when it comes to body composition, it is completely false that staying in the fat burning zone is going to give you a more fat burning advantage. That is completely not true. The fifth myth we're going to debunk is that carbs are bad for you. Just like I said earlier, carbs actually are amazing for you. One, your brain needs carbs. It does need a healthy amount of sugar. Your muscles need carbs for your glycogen levels to be able to perform. And insulin is a direct path of eating carbohydrates and building muscle. That is why it's IGF-1. Insulin-like growth factors are one of the main muscle building pathways that you can tap into. So if you're not eating carbs, you are not going to build muscle. It is as simple as that. Now, it is important to understand that too much carbs, too much sugar, processed sugar will make you diabetic. If you're eating a lot of cake and nasty foods like that, yes, it is bad for you, but it's also important to understand that too little carbs and too little blood sugar, you're gonna feel terrible. You're gonna black out. That is also what happens when people's blood sugar drops. Their ears start to pop, they get sweaty. That is the blood sugar levels dropping, and it's also a bad place to be. That is why you want to stay between 80 to 100 on your blood glucose level. So those are the 5 myths that we just debunked: that you must eat 6 meals a day, that you must live 6 days a week, that fasting is bad for you, that you are an advantage of staying in the fat burning zone, and that carbohydrates are bad for you. All of these myths are not true. There is no scientific evidence to support it. I will show you guys precisely what is true, what is not true, and that is why my clients get amazing body composition changing results. So if that is something you're interested in, feel free to fill out the application below and we will absolutely reach out to you if you are a qualified candidate and if you actually are serious. Next, if this has brought you any value, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with your friends, and share this amazing information and help spread health and wellness to the world. Lee Mawson here. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll chat soon.